get this done first. We still have PGL Season 1 underway, and it's still going to be exciting as ever. We've got the last major winners, Fnatic, in this game. They're going against a team, one of the only, in fact, the only European team that's in this group that didn't play at the last major, Dignitas, who've now outplaced Titan. They've already gone. We're going to skip over the formalities because, again, we are 24 minutes behind the intended start time due to last game running in overtime. So let's get right into the picks and bans and see where we're going to start things off.
Yep, let's do that.
Straight in there. Right then. So, first map, going to be Cash for Fnatic. We said yesterday, although that's the map they actually lost against Mousesports on. So, I think that's a fair pick for them. It's always been a very strong map for them generally. I think we said yesterday a lot of bad decisions being made and not maybe losing the respect towards the end of the first half cost them the game, but you can't really you can't say anything wrong about their Cash setup. Cobble first with Dignitas, obviously taking down Titan on that yesterday on the third map. Looking pretty strong on that as well. Had a nice mix of play, favoured the B-bomb side quite a lot, but Fnatic, arguably one of the better Cobble teams in the world. I think they defined how to play that as CT really as well. Olofmeister, definitely one of the stronger players on the upper platform there. Third map will be Train as well. But if you want to talk about predictions quickly, 2-0 Fnatic. That's
yeah, I suppose we should get those still out and on the board so we know where we started off. None of us were right last time. We all said 2-0.
I don't think we've been right once. Why have we? We've always been wrong.
I think not in this. I don't think we've been right yet in this group.
But
that's right.
I mean, with all the evidence we have, it's pretty obvious as we join this roller coaster. Wow, my eyes. The goggles do nothing. But you have to say 2-0 Fnatic just based off of facts, right? But
I think yesterday a little bit of an anomaly, just based on they had Mousesports.
Yeah.
They knew the lineup was weak, and it was obviously had a very strong start, and they maybe let
things
go.
They overbought, if you don't remember. It was basically not having the respect. I'm going to follow that up just to get it in quickly. I will go 2-0 Fnatic as well. Sorry not to.
Yeah. I just really broke my train of thought there.
Damn, I tried not to. I tried to be quick. I tried not to.
I see what you did there, bro. Oh, the best joke of 2015.
Even the production team is making fun of me for that one. Listen.
Surprise. Oh, my. But, yeah, what I was going to say, really, was the fact that I don't think Dignitas is not going to make this a walk in the park for Fnatic, though. I mean, they have means for making this a fairly close contest, something along the lines of 16 different score lines on both maps, or all three maps even. No, well, both two maps if we think it's 2-0, obviously. But I think that's all she wrote, really, for Dignitas.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a complete runaway game. See, judging by the sides here, this is the map that Fnatic picked, right? So you would assume they're starting T side, but maybe that's not the case, as Dignitas has chosen to go T first. Which could be an interesting factor. Maybe they feel more confident on this side.
Fair enough.
But
gives you the opportunity to maybe they have a feel of, they obviously know how Fnatic likes to play, what their tendencies are. They like to play pretty aggressive on all across the map. So maybe they feel like they have Fnatic's way of playing under control with how they play themselves.
Well, definitely a game they'll be looking to win. 4 sets of armor for Dignitas. MSL going to be a utility player. Everyone heading over towards A so far. Doesn't look like there'll be a boost into middle. And you have to assume it'll be quite a simple A execute. Smoke out the squeaky door, perhaps. MSL, he's going to be waiting middle with that smoke.
JW's made the jump. Does he go all the way? He's lining it. Oh. What disappointment. Either way, that's not disappointing. That makes up for it.
That's a fair compensation.
Yeah, hits MSL with a headshot. He fell into a bit of luck.
And there goes the strategy that Dignitas was working on.
Goes again. One down again. Come on. Second time, JW nails it. That's not easy to do, that second jump. Spots AZ in the process and therefore finds the second kill. So JW showing off some flair early on in the first pistol round. As Dignitas down 2 men already. Like you said, electing to start out on the T side. Not something we always see on Cash. Nip's done it a few times at lands, but usually that's warm-up based. This is online. That's a little bit different. Nico does get 1 kill back. It is JW who eventually, after all his trickery, will get taken away. Have to fight in the next round. See what Dignitas can do to compensate still, though, for another difference. They've still got 1 man gone that Fnatic don't have.
Okay. Holding this mid control now.
Flush has spotted it as well because they want to try and split. They've got Kierby waiting inside the A main. He's come out, in fact, into Crims, so that drops the bomb down. If Crims and Flusha can set up a crossfire, it may just close out the round. Not to mention they've got Olaf coming into Highway on the rotation point. So far, so good, as Flusha will get that first shot on Pimp. They've also now fully located where Nico's gone, and Olaf Meister's arrived. So Nico very limited on options. Instead, runs straight at Crims. Time gone. Doesn't really matter that he's died after the round expires, but does hinder going into the third round. It may not matter this one so much.
I think he just about made it. You can see on the scoreboard there.
Yeah, JW basically broke any strategy Dignitas were trying to build up as MSL went down with all the nades. Eventually, pretty nice salvage from Dignitas with those three players left doing that 8 split.
Yeah, interesting approach from JW there. Looks like he's having a little bit of fun at the start, but he gets away with it, of course. Forced buy from Dignitas, didn't get the bomb down. You see Tech9s and some smoke, so you'd assume the simple A push. Smoke off a key choke point. Pop flash, go out. Tech9 party on A. That's exactly what will be happening right now.
PP Bison, headshot. Still lots of bullets left, so Pronax will repeat and try and do further damage. JW, meanwhile, he's still continuing forward as he did. MP9 is his weapon of choice. And pick your poison, it doesn't really matter at this point. Every gun that they brought out is successful, and none of the pistols do damage in return, at least not significant enough damage.
Well, they got the bomb down. Normally when we see teams like Envious, for example, the old lineup especially, they execute that with the Tech9s. It's so hard to hold against, and it's very difficult, especially with the SMGs. That was pretty easy for Fnatic, sorry. I guess the lack of head armor on Dig, not getting enough kills, maybe made it that much easier. If they'd got the bomb down in the first round, maybe that would have been a bit more formidable. But Fnatic take 2-0 now. Still have 3 SMGs on the board, but Dignitas, of course, being forced to go onto almost full eco here as they go for another fast A take, it seems. One pop flash and a smoke as well, so probably an absolute mirror of last round.
But the mirror has a problem. JW again fast over top of that boost position with the MP9, picks up 2 before they can even act as planned on the terrorist side. Eventually, they'll get through the garage door and into Ward A. They're already spotted by Flusha, who with the P90 finds Nico. Not for the first time, spotted him just before to do the initial damage, but following up, it's Kirby to at least get a kill this time, almost finding Pronax as well, and with JW gone early on, it's 2 down. Maybe not significant enough, though, again, as the economy will build guns to come out. Do they upgrade everyone? They do, and not only that, JW is going to have his op already.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the wise choice. You do see some CT teams taking over their SMGs into their first gun round, but the Bison, probably the worst weapon he probably could do that with, so that's a very good choice indeed. Like you said, JW picking the AWP, he'll be holding down middle. And it looks like some actual full-on A setup here, not taking any map control whatsoever from Dignitas. Going to go for a fast setup. There's only be one Fnatic player remaining over there. That's just going to be Flusha waiting there. Yeah, it's got some rotation help now, but it seems like Dignitas going for a full-on set piece here. First gun round.
Smoke's over, one on top of the catwalk, one below. Pronax is in a perfect position to compensate for that, though. He's boosted above and now on top of the red box. Back down again as he thinks better of his decision to put himself in the open. Nonetheless, this now allows Dignitas a little more forward toward the site. MSL does make advantage of that, taking down Pronax, but Flush is there to compensate, and Olaf rotating quickly, trying to pick up an M4, goes back to the FAMAS as he can't find, and goes down to Kirby. Bomb planted. Dignitas on the first gun round looking to potentially take it away from Fnatic, who have to go for a full retake, and all 3 players are coming from the exact same approach. They can first flush AZ and find this shot. Then they can approach with vengeance toward the other 2 remaining players, Kirby and MSL, who are in toward the quad position, and there it is. Flusha getting on AZ. They've got to go quickly, though. Time is ticked away significantly long enough against Fnatic, but with that kill, they are on top of it. Spraying through, Kirby gets both and the diffuser. He's got the round. Time is long gone, and add another kill to his total.
That was way too long from Fnatic. That retake just took ages to happen. Just like me saying that word.
Well,
but yeah, basically
dramatic pause.
Yeah, dramatic pause. But basically, what they had the main thing here when you're defending that B site when you get the bomb down on terrorists is to have forklift. That's the main point of the map, and they managed to hold that all the way so long without Fnatic able to contest that. That basically the timer went out, and Kiarbu just coming up with the 3 big kills.
As we say that again, Dignitas not taking map control once again, going straight towards A. Exact same round here, but Flusha is going to be hunting, trying to get info, and he actually takes an AZ. That's a good response by them. Locks down the tactic pretty much instantaneously. What's the reaction for Dignitas here after losing their control of the squeaky door area?
Flusha's going to shut it as well, so that they just have to add more noise and more distraction to get the attention of Fnatic when they do come through. Also gives him coverage from behind as he crosses over and makes it past that gap. Well timed with the flashbang thrown by Pronax. Small plays that make a difference just to keep things safe for Fnatic. Maintain this man advantage. As things did get close in the last round for Dignitas, everyone dying does mean that their money is still not great, so Fnatic have a chance here to reset the economy again. Stretch back out their lead. They're still waiting for this entrance, though. Pop flashes coming over from Pronax are slightly too soon, so they'll walk in with full vision and push onto Flusha, who spotted up one. And Nico, he's the first one to quad and doesn't check it. That's a bit peculiar. Meanwhile, though, Pimp taking down Pronax and Kirby getting a response on JW does still give them a chance on the entry, but not if Flusha stays alive untouched like that.
That's the problem with those kind of set-piece plays. If you allow the CT to push and get that first frag, it's pretty much locked down at straight away, and there's not much you can do from that situation. The tactic does fall apart.
Yeah, a different approach from Fnatic is all having a lot more presence on that bomb side compared to the previous round where they had a full-on A retake, which is Pronax on that side.
So they have broken the money of Dignitas there. After winning one and losing the subsequent round, you only have $1,400 going into the next. And you see Tech9s and 2 smokes again. They are heading over towards A for about the 4th round straight now. And let's see how this one goes down for them. Pretty much going to be the same tactic I think we saw on their last Tech9 buy. No armor for them this time, so you would assume the MP9 is going to do absolute work here. Pretty passive setup. Only on the side so far.
Fire's extinguished immediately by a smoke, which would allow AZ to come through, but he's still waiting. He's not. MSL actually steps, so the flames were still burning on the edge of it. I didn't catch that initially, but it shows in the obituary. And the SMG of Flusha. We've talked about that time and time again, using an SMG against the pistols, so as you can get forward and not lose rifles. That pays off. 5-1 now, Fnatic.
Gives you good money, obviously, and also makes you more mobile when you're using those SMGs, so it's always going to be a good pickup when you know your opponent's not going to be on a heavy buy.
It is counters, like you said, the running potential of Tech9s as well. Very hard to play against sometimes, and it means you have something to fight back against that with. So,
exactly.
Double eco now for Dignitas. They didn't really fall by the last round. I just want to make sure. I think they'll be getting the AWP out on Nico perhaps next time. And this time they will be going over towards B. Pop flash coming in. Crim's going to be getting some action finally. AZ opens it up to JW. Meister neutralizes the situation and gets a couple more.
Actually gives AZ control of middle that could have worked in their favor, but Flush has gone for the flank, and AZ doesn't spot him, so Kirby with low HP is the one to take the fight and get met with the opposition of the overpowering Flusha with the AK. 3 men alive is not actually all that bad considering how this started off. AZ's picked up an AWP. I imagine they'll try and hold on to that. Flush is low, though, 8 HP. If AZ could find Crims and beat them to the punch and rotating back to B, a bomb plant is a possibility. But how much do Dignitas want to invest into that? As AZ now pushes forward again to middle, and I'm sorry, AZ, you've got more problems. It's still Flusha to get the kill, but Pronax was there either way. And Pimp's going to just run to his death here, I'm afraid, with this Tech9. Crims is just waiting. He's been patient enough inside this B site, so when he does arrive, it'll be a matter of time. 27 seconds. I don't think we'll even have to wait that long.
Probably not. Then we finally get to another actual weapon round on this match.
Like I said, I think Nico bring out the AWP, but this should be ending right there. So
maybe a different approach this time, not a straight up A push.
Definitely, you need to get that. They'll probably should utilize middle a little bit more.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I thought the money would be stronger than that. Nico, you can see him considering it. Guys, do I get the AWP out? Is it worth it? Nope, not going to be this time. But like you said, so far they haven't taken any map control whatsoever. And it's a little bit obvious perhaps when you don't get any presence on the map whatsoever to what's going on. It allows you to rotate very easily. When the set piece comes in, we can see now they are going to be sending KRB over to the B storage area. So a lot more traditional, or much more traditional setup, I should say.
Pronax is going to flash himself in, so Fnatic staying aggressive toward this middle position. It's not JW this time, but Pronax trying to get what he can from Dignitas, including a bomb that's over to the left. If he finds this first kill on MSL, okay, well, he fades away. He'd have a chance to spawn it, but doesn't want to overextend that. Too many angles you'd have to worry about when he comes around that garage red.
It's perfect, though. Get one kill, fall back. You don't need any more info than that. You just need to get out alive. Didn't even lose any HP there. So absolutely dream play from Pronax there, and it does shut down Team Dignitas, who have been very set-piece heavy so far. You have to imagine that's going to slow down their progress once again. KRB is showing some presence over towards B, though. Hasn't really done much of it yet, though, as he Molotovs off checkers.
Is he going to bring the bomb back over to join Kirby? Krim still has vent, so he can control mid and drop to B relatively quick. Pimp No Molotov either to flush him into the sights of Kirby, who's waiting inside that toxic room. So Crims has the freedom to do what he likes. Not only that, they'll throw fire from Olaf into those hallways to delay things further. That means we're going to be about 15 seconds before they even have a chance to hit on top of this site. Crims has now dropped out of the vents, and he's already spotted them. This will call for the rotation quickly, but he's down to 5 HP. Olaf Meister as well is gone. They've got a chance to cross into the site. JW with the AWP wants to do something about it, but unfortunately AZ has already made it through, so the plant will happen. And Pronax coming through the vent, going to be shut down, or is he? Flushes there to trade with Pimp. It looked like for a second Pronax might do it himself, but either way, Flushes closed the last member, and they'll defuse Fnatic 7 rounds already.
That's what it makes harder to actually hit that B site when you don't get that guy. If there's a guy in vents, it's going to be so useful for that B defense, and if you're not able to flush him out and make him uncomfortable at all, it's very hard to attack that site.
See JW now, the godlike spawn there is probably the best one you can have. Let's see where he tends to go with that. He has been playing middle so far, but wouldn't surprise me if he took it somewhere else this time. And of course, yep, there we go. He's got to utilize it, going towards A, potentially go towards Squeaky Door, or you can face A main as well. I actually really like this. Great call from him. Probably will come to something as well. Actually just narrowly misses out and has to get out of there as he spots 3 terrorist members there.
It's a huge tell. Also, the bomb was there.
So Dignitas going back to this set piece. All 5 players once again committed. They feel more comfortable with this kind of play, perhaps. Oh my God.
They both fell pushing into A main. Not only information gathered, but the fight taken directly to Dignitas. Look like they have no answer for the amount of aggression that's being thrown at them, or do they? Maybe Kirby's the answer as he picks up 2, but Pronax, always wise. His mind continues to work and make this possible. Nico gets caught mid-reload, and Olaf will make this favorable for Fnatic as they extend by 7 rounds over their opponent.
That was a little bit lackluster from Dignitas. I'm sorry, you can't go to A every single time and have no presence on the map whatsoever. Pronax now, just what an easy play that is for him. 1 flash in from a CT teammate, takes down 2, survives as well. That shouldn't be happening. That's why you need to take position on the map, and you come to A once you've actually worked out what the CTs are doing. You're going to allow them to actually make plays like that.
Yeah, what I really want them to do right now is try to make some middle presence.
Yeah, they haven't done that once.
There. Yep.
Not the T side I expected from Dignitas.
Not at all, and especially considering they elected to start on it. Obviously, they had a plan moving into this, but that plan hasn't come to fruition whatsoever. As JW will watch from the mid connector. And his sights toward Nico, who gets away alive. We'll be thankful for that, but they'll still push forward with these pistols and try and overwhelm JW, who now tags up Nico through the edge of the wall on the hut. Flusha, meanwhile, at truck. Although his teammate pushback allows Kirby to go by, we'll have an M4 against him, and that will be more than enough to take down Kirby with a swift headshot. Nico and Pimp, the last alive. Nico will pick up bomb. Pimp's already made his way to the site. How does Nico come in such a fashion that can allow the bomb plant? It looks like long will be the case. And if he opens this door, it already is. Okay, good. I was going to say it would give away the sound cue. Instead, now they're going to get a plant out of this, which is at least some consolation value. Just barely getting a plant, and Flusha pushing forward to get caught by Pimp, but in turn, he'll get caught by Olaf Meister.
So then, another round on the board for Fnatic. Got a little bit closer to the end as they pick up 2 frags for Dignitas, but ultimately this is 9-1, and so far, like I said, the T side been pretty boring to watch from Dignitas. Not much in terms of creativity brought to the party, but now Nico does pick up the AWP. Maybe it's going to be a change of pace for them. We've talked about mid control definitely being something they're missing here right now, so maybe they'll boost him up and try to ferg that initial frag. They know JW's been playing middle a lot as well, so Nico will head there. When he get boosted up, he's actually going to be just waiting towards A storage now, seeing if that push comes in from Pronax once again. The Flusha pushes into Squeak and gets the first frag on Pimp, and this locks down the round before it even begins once again.
It's been relentless so far from Fnatic, and JW has had the freedom to do as he pleases in this mid position.
At least now they try to flush someone out of the vents, but at this time there was no one there. But still, they're not really giving any pressure to middle.
There's no objective here. Everyone's just sat and waiting.
Yep.
You can see one player has got to a checkers. That's going to be KRB. Maybe you can do something with this. Actually takes down Olaf Meister there. So that's a nice play. Neutralizes the round as well. So better leave Crims alone on the bomb side. He's actually got a lot of pressure on him now. So hopefully he'll be able to do something with this.
Good Molotov to push Crimson further into the corner. Which means he can't peek Kirby as easily.
It's just becoming too obvious at this point what they're doing.
They need to go now. Flush has got the Z in mid. JW's going to go toward heaven. In fact, just puts a spam shot toward Kirby. That just barely missed. Now they'll try and go. Smoking off JW. He's going to flash himself in, though. Is this not confidence? Thinks better of it because Crims is gone. If Crims are still alive, he likely would have made his way in, but Flusha can't do anything to prevent the fact that MSL's made it onto the platform. So another bomb plant for Dignitas on B. The last time they were successful in doing so, they lost the round on a retake that was very efficient from Fnatic, very quick, in fact.
This is a really hard retake, though.
Yeah, this one's not going to work out the same. They're gone.
I think the issue there, I really do think that all of Meister should be more committed to that bomb side and not be in CT spawn where he could be so easily smoked out and made ineffective.
That was a round we saw Flusha open it up. Go for Squeaky Door for the first pick, and we thought that may have been it there.
Money's still tight for Fnatic as well because the last couple rounds have been close. The round before this, they lost 2, before that 3 before that as well. So they've been getting kills, Dignitas, to give themselves a chance if they could string together successive rounds. They've just reset the round loss bonus, which is crucial. Fortunately, with 5,300 on AZ and 52 on Kirby, 40 on Nico, there's a chance they could still buy in the next one regardless.
So they relied on some big individual play from Kiabi there. Got himself into checkers undetected, took down the first frag. And that really did set the tone for the round. But it seems like Fnatic now going back to that mid-aggression. Pronax potentially pushing through that smoke once again. Here we go. Fast A push from Dignitas, getting straight onto the bomb side this time.
And there's no one directly inside of it. They're going to play for the retake. 4 players on the highway, though, and JW gets the first and second kill. But being split between MSL in between, though, excuse me, as Pronax, though, turns back and finds Pimp. Fnatic have found all the kills from just that highway position. They don't even get across. Where's the smoke on the top of it?
Well, that's the difference because they went for something very fast that time. Like they're trying to, it's the surprise factor there, but when you've got JW watching you guys rotate onto the bomb site, that surprise factor is not really going to help you out. And like you said, the smoke up there would have been much better, but you can see one here, kill for JW, and it's great snapshots there. What can you do against that?
I don't think there's a single reason not to smoke that. I think any single time that you go on that bomb site, you want to smoke that.
It's a bounce smoke as well, right? You can do it as you run into the site.
Yeah, exactly. So there's no reason.
JW, as always, is staring toward that drop position, and Pronax is through the garage yet again.
This time Fnatic showing aggressiveness towards B, getting a pick.
Oh,
JW
hello.
following up on Nico as well.
What's that blinking thing on the ground? Is this a gift? Is it Christmas? Apparently so, because AZ's head was also served to him on a platter. That's Christmas morning breakfast. What's going to come for lunch? You get to open your presents from Santa after you eat breakfast, and JW's found Pimp under the tree. Olaf Meister's got MSL.
What kind of Christmases have you been having?
Great question.
I'm calling your parents.
Well, anyway.
I'll have you know they had great parenting structure upon me as a child.
I'm not so sure anymore.
Wow. Let's get back to what we're talking about correctly here. Dignitas now, obviously Fnatic picking back up the momentum. 11-2, very strong half of them so far. Dignitas do get the Tech-9 tier, and it looks like, once again, A, pressure applied by Dig. No one over towards middle or B, so another fast round with the pop flash, you have to assume, and here it goes. Sharpening it up.
Good fire on top of his feet, though. Does take Flusha low enough for AZ to use just the pistol to take him down. Pronax has jumped through. Pronax has lined them up, but he can't find the 2 kills. He thought he had it, I'm sure, because he snapped his attention elsewhere. Managed to pick up one of them. Nico on 5 HP after that exchange, and Pimp even less. Just managed to get JW because with an op shot that close, not much he can do. In turn, Nico will pick that up, but fire placed on his footprints forces him further out into the open. All you need is one shot with that AWP, but he needs to hold the angle, not go on the hunt. Crims just gets out of the way in time because that could have been over as simple as that. Bombs down, as we can see, with Fnatic in control of it. But they've lost track of me. Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, he could have potentially done something like that when you've got 5 HP. Very difficult to clutch those sort of situations, especially against 2 Fnatic players. But final round now, you can see the money is absolutely rubbish for Dignitas. They go into this one, and to be honest, that really does paint a picture for this first half for them. Only rounds they really had any sort of conviction on was when Kiabi got into Checker's room and found himself a free kill onto Olaf Meister. The rest of it's been pretty disappointing, I have to say. But now, round number 15, and you have to favour Fnatic getting the 13th on the board.
Bounce nade into the tunnels as well. Does damage onto Nico, who's got
Look
the
at
only
this.
rifle.
Dignitas going through middle.
They've got the wall of smokes up. JW catches them in the process, though. Shot onto MSL. Will Won't completely deter the plans. Further that with an 8 on Kierby that takes him down to 26. And Flusha, hello, he's on the flank already. Go figure. Fnatic using aggression to their favor again, and we're looking at 13-2 at half. That's going to be the case. Fnatic dominant so far.
Not really sure what to tell you there. Dignitas seemed like they've forgotten how to play Cash, perhaps. Trying to do the same thing over and over again. Worked once for them, and then just kept insisting on going towards A with no real presence on the map. And sorry, that's just not the correct approach to this sort of level of CS.
Yeah, I guess we could call that very one-dimensional Counter-Strike T-side on Cash.
Sums it up. And we just talked about Zonic joining Dignitas recently as well. You thought he'd bring some fresh ideas and some new life into their T setups, for example, but that was going back about 3 years, I think.
Maybe that was a Fnatic-specific strategy they had in mind, which just backfired horribly.
Well, let's go into the T-Piston now. Fnatic now, 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke grenade on Pronax. All players heading towards A. It seems like a very similar sort of approach, probably smoking off quad or short. And just bailing out all those flashbangs they've got. Dignitas do have 3 players there, though.
Door already opened. No pressure against it yet. Smoke out as well will allow a better entry. Pimp staring at it, but as that smoke is in place, they're going to get past him, and that means they'll put a lot of pressure on AZ. He's up to at least the challenge of 1, make it 2. JW, though, gets him eventually. As Pimp will find Flusha. Dignitas looking all right. A great shot on the re-entry to mid from MSL. And JW's alone. Has bomb in his hands. Nico on 6 HP. 53 seconds to work with. 48 HP to his favor, but what can he possibly hope to do? He's just going to sit in that corner and hope they overlook him until the time expires long enough for him to hopefully have Dignitas force their hand in a way that he can exploit. And slowly he'll cross back into that site. Nico's not peeking it as well because he's so low on HP, but MSL's going to see it. Does he see it? JW crouched, actually, so his head may not have been exposed to MSL from this distance. They will hear him planting, though, so Nico's going to go on the hunt. Gets close enough to hear the footsteps going toward A main. That's where JW hopes to play this, but I think he's actually... Okay, never mind. I was going to say that's too far away. Thought he was going to go for the rotation back toward long, potentially. Pop out from the doorway. He'll concede this. Bomb plant is a bit of a victory for Fnatic, though. They'll pick up money off that.
He's got armor still, so he just wanted to get the plant. He knew he couldn't win the round at that stage. So
also give credit to Dignitas for the patience, not doing anything. Like, they didn't have to make a move before JW made a move. So all credit, when credit is due, you have to give it.
Well, the thing is as well now, with that armor saved, JW can justify an AK, and Flusha has got the Galil as well. So Dignitas seem to be aware of this. They're getting full rifles themselves, so this could be the perfect response for them. Easy to hold off this round. It could be devastating. JW will be boosted up. He hasn't got head armor though, so those rifles will rip him apart.
Be careful. It's peeking out against these pistols and losing a lot of HP. Again, you called it this aggressive AK-47 brought out, and complement that with the Galil of Flusha, but they haven't been able to pick up anything with them yet. They are still both in play, but AZ and Nico have managed to pick up 2 kills and a massive amount of damage onto Crims. Still setting up, though, for a B take, and it's just MSL that's inside the site. If they can do it efficiently and keep all 3 up, there's a chance to hold the post plant, because the B site's not exactly easy to retake onto. He's going to put himself in the position at the CT connector. But 1 smoke would isolate him. He'd have to come immediately back through to it, and MSL's going to get fired. And down onto the generator position where JW hits that shot. They have lost Crims, but again, both rifles still in play, and Nico doesn't quite spot the member crossing over. That's Flusha, who will get thrown the bomb from JW. And instead, we'll get more aggression, but JW's found by AZ, and now it's poor old Flusha that has to wait this out 1-on-3, as AZ is still alive with 2 HP. Nico's trying to give his teammates information, but so far he hasn't got any because he hasn't peeked Flusha. And when he does, he will go down.
So, force buy there from Fnatic. Obviously wanting to end it sooner than they probably could have done. They get the bomb down, though, so it's not the end of the world. They probably would have gone rifles 3rd round if I was deciding that situation, but it doesn't really matter. Like we said, they will get the bomb down and be fine next round. So you can see this time PT-50 is being bought. Smokes and flashbangs, which suggests they'll be doing something pretty methodical here. Going for a little bit of an execute, perhaps. And let's see what they can do here. It's just going to be JW and Pronax with the smoke grenades there. 1 being used already, so I'd assume that's going towards the Z connector. It actually misses as they boost up towards middle. I don't think they're going to be aware of this. Nico will have full vision.
AZ inside that smoke, managing to dodge the first player, Flusha, but that actually works out in Flusha's favor, even though AZ's got 2 kills. The pistol turns backwards, finds the head of AZ. Flush has gone further than that as well. Assassination onto Kierby. They'll get another bomb plant out of this. That nade, though, do significant damage onto both. Olaf's on 48, 38 for Flush, and a second nade follows that up to take him down. MSL a double kill on the retake. Yep. 5 for Diggy.
Keeping these rounds really expensive.
Yeah, absolutely. Good mid control there. Smoke did miss, but they still got out. Made 3 kills. And like you said, CT's, although they have got decent money, AZ not looking great. Maybe a drop required for him. Kiabi can afford to drop an AWP, and it looks like he will do that as well. Nico picking that up. 5 rifles from Fnatic. And they have got 13 rounds on the board, so you still do have to heavily favour them in this. Dignitas definitely needs to start getting a lot of rounds together. Nico will be heading towards middle, Molotoving off the boost spot there. So this is a different approach from Fnatic. Although they are showing some presence towards A, they're going to go for mid control first and see whether they can find a pick here.
A very different approach from Fnatic compared to Dignitas. You can tell it right away.
You can see they've still got the map control over towards B. Flush is holding that area towards Toxic. And Crims as well.
It does mean Pimp has to keep his attention there, so Nico getting that first pick on JW is actually massive, because otherwise they would have had enough members to overwhelm the presence on A from Team Dignitas. So AZ and Nico working together. AZ's in this hot spot, I like to call it, on Highway. He's got to be very correct, I guess you could say, in his decisions on who he wants to support, if it's going to be mid or if it's going to be A site directly. Right now he's elected to go over and help Kierby on A. Smoke's going to come out in front of both of them, though. Flusha still wants mid from Nico. Flusha going to lose that first initial battle, but Olaf's there to get the trade, so now he can work down toward the Highway. He's actually not. He's hoping that someone's going to come through the vents or potentially rotate in front of him or just hold off. In fact, as he goes into B, the rotation, so it's going to be 2 versus 2 on the take, and that gives Fnatic a chance with their skill to walk in on top of the site and get the bomb down. Kierby and AZ could do absolutely nothing about it, and Olaf, who never dropped out of those vents, is still in mid, and Pimp's making an awful lot of noise, so he's going to run into Olaf inevitably, or at least Olaf will make the call, because he's going to go to A main, and that means Pronax is already looking in that direction as soon as he arrives. MSL, meanwhile, is working up from truck. He's caught Crims unaware. So you'd think that with the information and Pronax already looking that direction, that Crims would at least cover off the last remaining spot. He doesn't. That gives Pimp a chance. MSL's gone, but Pimp's now got this down to a one-on-one. 1 kill to his name, 2 to Olaf's. And he's going to try and hold this. It won't fool Olaf at all.
I thought Pimp had that one in the full defuse there, but Olaf getting in there just about in the nick of time. Like he said, I thought Olaf would come behind into A storage and knock that one down, but decided to go up Highway. Either way, it's a big round for Fnatic. 14 on the board now. You can see the money definitely isn't great. Nico can get an AWP here, but nothing else. No armor, no kit, no nades. It's all going to come down to that man, as the rest of the guys don't have a lot to work with either. 2 Pharmacies to play with and 2 pistols, but it seems like a very fast A rush, but the CTs are going to be meeting them halfway. Let's see what happens here. Nico opening it up, takes down Crims.
Line him up on the way through. 1, 2, 3. Not going to get it. Has to switch to the pistol. There it is for AZ. And I take that back, actually. Kierby robbed him of the first one, so it was only 2, but it doesn't even matter. You can count kills if you want. All they want is rounds.
Talk about the perfect call there from Dignitas doing that A stack and pushing that A main as Fnatic was pushing A straight away.
So they fully reset the money of Fnatic. $1,400 each. And you can see them actually having a little bit of discipline this time. Won't be forcing too much whatsoever. Just 2 PT-50s bought, no nades to speak of. So you'd assume this should be a very clinical round for Dignitas, and they should end it very convincingly.
Smoke on that mid garage. Lots of damage dealt now, though, on the JW and Flusha with these pistols. Not able to do a whole lot against AZ, who goes down to 9 HP, mind you. He's on 14 kills, by the way. Kierby 15. Significantly less than that of JW and Flusha, though, who are on 24 and 22 respectively. As AZ follows up with another onto Crims. Olafmeister's made his way in A, as we see now on the screen. Hoping to catch off the rotation from AZ, who now will reapproach from the Highway. Again, with only this 9 HP. Down he goes. Olaf swift with the pistol, but Kierby pops out to the occasion and finds both remaining players directly in front of them to give them their 7th round.
So, not really much to report on that round. Pretty much a full eco for Fnatic. And the money still isn't great here, so wouldn't be surprised if they took a double eco into this one. But they should, I guess. But well, why not?
Well, it's Fnatic after all, so anything goes, anything goes.
So, okay. So they have got a decent amount of nades, to be fair. They've got P250s, Deagles, no orb to play with it. But on the other side of the camp, the Dignitas, but they're going for something a little bit more aggressive here. 2 players pushing into B storage, and they may find some T's here.
Wow. So far, they found one. Pimp not able to follow that up. Bit of bad luck in some ways.
Yeah, that was a lack of synergy again from a Dignitas player who pushed in, because one of them kept pushing further and one fell back, so didn't really make sense.
Nico tries to flash back into mid just to be sure that he won't get caught off, but watch out because there is a player to his left down below. It's JW, and Nico's trying to play that same tactic against him. JW wins it. Kirby trades it. Gives still a 2 versus 2, and watch the AK of Crim. Smartly done by Kirby. Not to overcommit to those vents. Check every angle on the way through. Dropping the bomb there as well now makes Pronax's job a whole lot more difficult, although it means AZ's inside B. Kirby has to win this battle in vents. Otherwise, Pronax can grab that bomb and run to A before AZ can get a rotation, and that might be exactly what happens if Pronax can get there and AZ's not in place. It's exactly the case. Got it, gone. Over to A side, he'll go.
AZ not reacting just yet, but he's got a cotton on any second. As you can see, there it is. Picks up a kit.
It's plenty of nades to work with as well. Molotov, a smoke, flash, and nade.
Full arsenal.
Yeah, it's going to help AZ a lot on this.
Pronax now goes back into A main. Bomb planted very far in the open for his position. And AZ's going to arrive on the case. Again, this round initially looked like it was going all right for Team Dignitas. Pronax just going to wait this. Smoke on top of it for AZ, though. Does he hold this? 5, 4, 3, 2, and the nade. He's not going to be able to hit this, or is he? He cannot. He was hoping the nade damage would do enough that it would only take 1 bullet, but he was slow on the draw. And AZ will clutch it out.
Perfect play, I guess you can say, from the Dignitas player. Smoke on top of the bomb. Has a flashbang pinned. As soon as he starts defusing, he drops that one. Fully blinds Pronax there in the A storage area, and gives himself more than enough time to defuse there. So that's a very nice way to play that one-on-one situation. Perfectly read from AZ. But now we go into round number 23. Fnatic definitely have enough to buy, but the CTs have presented a double orb setup and showing a lot more aggression this time.
Pushing in, it is shut down by Fnatic. We saw Fnatic use that play to much greater success in the first half. MSL will at least find Flusher lurking at B, which will take options from Fnatic, but who needs options when you've got a wide open A site? So bomb down again. We might find that elusive 15th round eventually. And MSL, Pimp meeting JW. Not someone you want to meet on a dark alleyway at night, that's for sure.
Why not?
For this exact reason, Henry. Although they managed to use the buddy system and at least take down him, but not Pronax.
Well, there's the 15th round we talked about. And unfortunately for Dignitas, money shattered as well. The rounds have been very close. The last one was a one-on-one situation, and they go into this one at $1,400. There's the Eagles for 2 players. CZs for AZ and MSL, and Pimp just finishing things off. With 5-7 that. No kits, no nades, apart from a few flashbangs. Fnatic going to be also aware of this. They're going to send most of their players towards A. It's going to be going through Squeaky as well, so potentially something pretty fast coming in.
Crim's going to push forward and toward that Squeaky door. But bomb is with Pronax. They're going to go out and actually line up outside long A, which indicates that there will be smokes thrown, but you point it to me, Henry. MSL, Pimp, they're both pushing through, and MSL's going to show up behind them at mid. First shot successful, only using the pistol on Olaf. And Pimp, he's going to come around from the big garage, catch off Pronax, bomb down. They're still disadvantaged here by a man, but this is a hindrance and an annoyance, perhaps even for Fnatic. Eventually problem solved. Pimp gets caught by Flusha, and JW looking for the last and final kill against Nico. Not only that, they now know he's on the A site, so bomb over to B in Crim's hands. It could be all done for map 1. Fnatic going to start off the series as planned. Last night it took them 3 maps, a little bit more than they were expecting against Mouse Sports, and Dignitas unable to do much on Cash. Again, electing to start out on that terrorist side. Brilliant shot by Nico, at least to show off some skill at the end. Add that as well to the AK that he's picked up. And we've got ourselves a one-on-one. Nico coming through the vents, and Crim's already with a drink of choice already lit and ready to party with. Nico realizes where that's thrown from, takes the fight, gets the kill. But does he get the bomb? Because it's burning and it is ticking, and Nico, he's desperate to get toward it. Gets on top of it, 10 seconds, no kit, bye-bye. Molotov on bomb OP. 16-8, our final score.
That would have been funny if Nico won that round, because Flush was actually trying to knife him on the highway there, like jumping through the smoke. It would have been pretty funny. But ultimately, when you win the first half 13-2, and Dignitas looked so weak on that C side, you can't really imagine them getting back into that one. Had some signs of life there. A lot of clutch rounds going in their favor. Managed to get 6 on the board, but it was too far gone, I'm afraid, after the first half.
Yeah, the third half was not good at all. I mean, it was very one-dimensional, like we were talking about after it. So much A plays. There were no mid presence at all from their T side. So a lot of work for them to be done going further on Cash.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Cash out of the way. Scoreboard's ready. We'll take a close look and evaluate individual performances. But again, overall, Fnatic was the class of the crop. Class of the field. All right, cream of the crop. JW, 28 kills, leads the way.
Sadikis makes me giggle. He does not make me giggle. There you go.
Henry, you get to live with me 24/7. You should be.
It's non-stop party. It's always fun.
It is.
But let's have a look at the score. JW 28 frags. MSL, you can't really diagnose what's going on with Dignitas there. The first half is so far gone. They got something back into it on the second half, but at that point, I think it was all but over. So we do have Cobblestone coming up next. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that are Fnatic are good on every single map, so it's still never going to be easy for Dignitas. I dare say that if they don't lock down their CT, it's over very quickly again. Heat map.
Look at that. Dignitas has maybe 1 kill in middle total. It's not like Fnatic has a lot of them, but still
well, they didn't
bunch
really
more.
Need to do much at that stage,
yeah, obviously they didn't really need to have that much, but that tells the story pretty much on Dignitas' T side. B also very, very dark, but A side has a lot of light in it, so a lot of heat there. So paints a picture.
Yeah, it's actually kind of similar considering the positions and how they're played when you actually look at it. The difference, obviously, Fnatic has a few kills in their garage. That was from the round pimp that pushed forward all the way through. But there's still attention on the right spots from Dignitas. Fnatic, though.
That's something, then.
Dominated.
Let's clean, yeah.
Is that a slow clap?
Golf clap.
Golf. Hiko. I'm back. Did you say something? I said JW is the MVP, though. AWP was his weapon of choice. 28 kills.
And he's on my Vulcan
KDA.
team.
Oh, thanks for rubbing it in.
He's not on mine.
He's not on mine. I invested in Olaf Meister.
You're going to have a hell of a night tonight.
My night's
awful. RPK stepped up for you. JW going big. That's, I think I've done pretty badly again. But I do every single night.
We keep hearing that.
I know. I don't
every single night.
I really do need to start doing some proper research on these things.
At least you're willing to.
I don't do anything.
Yeah, right.
He's got it all right there.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's brilliant. Look at him. You're brilliant not to.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. We're going to go to break because I'm tired of pampering you. We'll be back with map number 2. It will be Cobblestone. We'll see you there. Headshot. Still lots of bullets left, so Pronax will re-peek and try and do further damage. JW, meanwhile, he's still continuing forward as he did. MP9 is his weapon of choice. Pick your poison, it doesn't really matter at this point. First time, spotted him just before to do the initial damage, but following up, it's Kirby to at least get a kill this time, almost finding...
Actually full-on A setup.
On top of it, spraying through, Kirby gets both and the diffuser. He's got the round. Time is long gone and add another kill to his total. Maybe not. MSL actually steps, so the flames were still burning on the edge of it. Didn't catch that initially, but...
JW wants to utilize the situation and gets a couple more. Better, but you see one hit over JW and it's a great snapshot there. That armor save, JW can justify an A.
Inside that smoke, managing to dodge the first player flusher, but that actually works out in Flush's favor. Him up on the way through. 1, 2, 3. Not going to get it. Has to switch to the pistol. There it is.